Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. I'm so happy to see everyone online today. I can see some familiar faces, some new ones. I'm really feeling the energy from all of you. So my topic today is from vision to reality, the civil society organizations on aging in the internet age. So as I said before, I cannot make or change people's behavior. What I can do today is to try to make them think. Yeah. Okay, so imagine yourself as a ripple, and I hope that by the end of this presentation, I can at least change or give a different perspective for people to think about. Yeah? So the order of my presentation today is first I will describe to you about how what is civil society and also the civil society organizations in aging in Malaysia. And we will then go to our lesson 2. The second lesson is on clarifying the organization's purpose. Yeah? And this activity will be carried out in the breakout room, yeah, with the facilitators. So on to our first lesson, what is civil society organizations and who are they in Malaysia? The objectives of this session is to identify the various roles of civil society organizations in Malaysia and to describe the issues and challenges of civil societies organizations in aging in Malaysia. So people rally behind a cause. Yeah? When people believe that things can be done better, the civil society will rally behind a cause and take actions. Yeah? So the civil society is the third sector of society along with government and business. And it is a space for collective action around shared interests, purpose, and values. And but these boundaries, yeah, the government sector, the private sector, and also the third sector, which we call the civil society, is blurring because the issues that we are facing now requires complex collaboration and partnerships with the different sectors. So the third sector is called the purpose sector. And with these partnerships and collaborations, we are seeing new frameworks and also new paradigms being brought in to solve the social problems or the social ills that we are facing as a society. This is how a civil society can be mapped. This is in the UK. In a workshop, the civil society futures, they produce a map, what you can see, how to visualize the different sectors or different organizations coming together under the landscape of civil society. So these are the bubbles. Yeah? You can see charity sector, the public authorities, the universities, health services, some social enterprises, trusts and foundations. So these are the different aspects of civil society, and it is indeed people rallying behind a shared cause. Yeah? So I hope the host can play the first video. Yeah, the video will show what is civil society in Malaysia.
This 1 year has been a bit tough. I've been much busier during MCO than non-MCO times mainly because a lot of homes operators who are non-members and members are seeking advice, help, and I'd like to take this opportunity.
lifelong learning.
Okay, I'm now going to share my slides back again. What you're seeing is what are the actions currently being taken by the civil society organizations in Malaysia. And this is a view of how of who are the civil society actors on aging in Malaysia. We have the lifelong learning or educational groups such as the U3A, yeah, Magna, and also some of these organizations are doing courses and training. We have the medical and health-based groups such as Alzheimer's Disease Foundation Malaysia, Hospice Malaysia, and also National Stroke Association of Malaysia. We do have a retiree association such as Persatuan Pesara Kerajaan, the different the different organization retiree associations. We have associations by disease or disorder. We have senior citizens club such as NESCOM, yeah, Secita, Auto, and various local senior citizens clubs, health clinic associations. We have Kelab Warga Mas, yeah, they are attached to Klinik Kesihatan, and they frequently have activities, yeah, before the MCO. We have neighborhood-based associations with the Rukun Tetangga or Jawatan Kuasa Keselamatan Kampung, Kemajuan Kampung, and those kinds of groups. These are senior citizens groups as well. We have heard of a senior citizens group in Sepang. Some senior citizens associations have a gerontology club. So they have heard about gerontology and they are setting up a club based on the interest. We have advocacy and welfare groups, GEM, Malaysian Society of Geriatric Medicine, Malaysian Healthy Aging Society, and we have faith-based groups such as Little Sisters of the Poor, Hindu Sangam, Darul Inshirah, Sechi. Yeah, Sechi is international groups. We have also Rotary clubs, Lions, Salvation Army. Yeah. So these are the landscape of civil society and who are the actors on aging. These people are rallying behind a cause for older persons and also issues on aging in Malaysia. And what we want to achieve is a multi-sectoral partnerships between the voluntary sector, public sector, the individuals and families, and also the private sector. And this can be done through knowledge transfers, resource pooling, and we could empower local actors to take action because some of these actors, they need some guidance and also capacity building, such as what we are doing today. We look forward for values, yeah, shared values, shared common causes, and to develop solidarity across generations. And also, it is highly a time for the sector, the third sector, to develop their own regulations and standards. Okay, what are the issues and challenges and opportunities of this sector? The first, of course, is with regards to financial sustainability because a lot of the uh, activities and also programs are self-financed. They have to find ways and means to seek donations and sponsorships. And with the current pandemic, yeah, some sectors are facing declining funding, or that they are much harder to do things, yeah, during this pandemic. Okay, the second issue is with regards to collaboration and partnership. Uh, there is lack of common understanding on the issues involved, and there is also failure to respond to the new opportunities for civil society's growth. And to achieve some intra or intersectoral collaboration, we need to know who or who's out there and what are they doing, and we do not have this kind of mapping in our society or in our context. So it's hard for people, and people have been working in silos, yeah, and we need to create more visibility and to map the resources out in order to have better collaboration and partnerships, yeah, between the sectors. We also have issues with regard to capacity. A lot of the NGOs, yeah, are, some are new and some have to. It is hard for them to develop, yeah, unless there are some trainings or some initiatives on capacity development. This is with regards to, when we go off to the rural areas, we can see a lot of older people, but there's no initiatives to develop the community there. Yeah? So there's lack of capacity, lack of leadership, lack of community resources to have good programs or activities that can benefit the community. And uh, the last challenge is also, we need people to be champions. We need people to drive this pursuit towards creating well-being for the different ages and to the different for people from different walks of society. Okay, I'm just going to introduce to you the ADAPT framework. Uh, this is the trends that is seen globally. There's increasing wealth and disparity and the erosion of middle class. Yeah. Disparities in opportunity will grow. There's also the regional disadvantages. Uh, Therefore, the public-private partnerships will be more critical. Okay, the next one is on the pervasive nature of technology. Technology disrupts everything, individual, society, yeah, and how we do business. So there is a continuous change in the relationships between people and also technology. Uh, this is a capital that is increasingly being used and needs to be adopted for the civil society to be successful during this time. The third one is on age. Uh, there's also a significant shift in the needs and consumption patterns due to the different due to the demographic change. So there will be some workforce shortages, and there will be a need for capacity building and to bridge the mismatch, yeah, across regions, across countries, across areas. Yeah. Polarization, there's also a breakdown in global consensus. And lastly, there's a declining confidence in the institution that underpins society. We are increasingly concerned about personal and digital security, and also there's it's harder to make meaningful change because of the skepticism of people. Not only that, yeah, we are also seeing problems or potential. From the World Value Survey, we can see that the active memberships in groups and organizations by age, yeah, in Malaysia is mainly in religious or church-based organizations. Uh, and this is where the older people are as well. But you also have to see the potential, because the people are there, but they're inactive. They're not mobilized. So there is a potential for civil society to grow, to be more active by mobilizing these resources. Yeah, these are adults from 25 until 65 plus. So if you focus too hard on the problem, the solution can often evade you. The summary and conclusion from the first lesson is, first we have to recognize that there's a changing landscape in civil society organizations, in how people are solving social ills and social problems. We have to explore, experiment, and pilot test new initiatives, new strategies to test whether things can work. Okay? Because the environment has changed, so we have to change the way that we do things. So big issues like the pandemic, the COVID-19 require big thinking as well, and require new ways of thinking, new methods of solving problems. We need to replicate, we need to get together to replicate and upscale. Yeah? And at the end of this journey, we hope to create a burgeoning network and also a peak body of collaboration between the CSOs and agent. Okay, so about, I guess I will share now a little bit about developing purpose. So there is a standard, the National Council on Aging. They developed the standards. The standards have been revised 4 times, and these standards serve as a guide for people who wants to develop senior centers or senior programs. Yeah? And the first standard is on purpose. Okay, you can find out more about this National Council on Aging from the link. And the purpose and planning is the first standard. So a senior center shall have written statement of its mission consistent with the senior center philosophy. So that is very important. Okay, that is why we stress on focus, and purpose, yeah, and to understand why you do what you do. So in the breakout room, there's supposed to be an activity on developing your purpose statement, and this is by understanding why. You can say what you do, but you have to ask yourself as many times as you can why you do the things that you do. So I hope the host can play the last video. Okay, since I think we lost a bit of a time, I will give back the session to the MC and see what we can do, uh, how to move forward. Thank you everyone for your time and attention.